Okay, hello and welcome back. I'm Jestana and we are playing Final Fantasy XIV today. Yay! The plan is to get out of Limsa at least, and I can say that we are close to doing that. And just have to keep plugging away. Obviously, if I was doing this on my own, it would be quicker because I wouldn't be reading all the text out loud. I'd be reading it to myself if I even do read it. But the point of this is to be an introduction to Final Fantasy XIV. So even though I have played this plenty of times, I'm still trying to be sensitive to the people who haven't been through the game before. And if anyone wants to join me, they are welcome. I'm not hiding which server I'm on. Okay. So I think that's the first time I actually went to sleep in the in room on stream. So we have started a holiday event in Final Fantasy XIV. It happens every year. The rewards change each year. But I don't believe I am a high enough level to actually pick up the quest, even though it is here in Limsa. After a certain point, the level isn't really a problem. So, yep, just as I thought. Quest is not yet available. Level requirement level 30, and I am level 24. Feel that balmy breeze in the air, friends. Another lovely summer is upon us, and that means it's time to celebrate the Moonfire Fair. Should you have any questions as to how to best enjoy the festivities, you need only say the word. What is the Moonfire Fair? Several years ago, the Adventurers Guild formed the Cascadiers to combat an invasion of rampaging Bombards. The Moonfire Fair was first held to attract new members to the cause. It proved so popular that it has been held annually ever since, whether the Bombards appear or not. It helps spread word of the Guild's activities and generate interest among potential new recruits. In charge of the proceedings is the Grand Chaperone, Hermaga Rogadin. He has decided to host a series of events and attractions in Costa del Sol that allow members of the Adventurers Guild to impress fairgoers with their myriad talents. The event is being held as we speak, courtesy of the ever-generous Master Gajeru. Your participation would be most appreciated. Gajeru is a Lalafell. What is the Queen Lamine? The Queen Lamine is a resort specializing in diversion both watery and cool. Enjoy our luxurious swimming bath, race your comrades down the water chutes, or climb into the cannon ride, ideally before your midday repast. Rest assured, Lamine's Coast Guard is standing by to ensure your safety and comfort during your stay. Furthermore, Lamine is the name of a performer famously known for her joyous singing and dancing. May your stay aboard our humble vessel bring you the same delight. What is the Watery Wings Pleasure Cruise? The Watery Wings Pleasure Cruise is an attraction created by Pobayano to gently introduce the delights of the summertime seas to festival goers who may be inexperienced with or nervous around the ocean. Aboard a reassuringly adorable Moogle float, guests can acquaint themselves with the sounds, smells, and general ambiance of the sea in a relaxed environment. Some may even find the courage to enter the water for the very first time. This year's Moonfire Fair has attracted visitors from far and wide, and we hope many will take the opportunity to ride the cruise for themselves. I shouldn't be surprised if a well-traveled adventurer such as yourself were to encounter some familiar faces. Okay. So that gives you an idea. Oh my goodness, she's so tall. Hi! Okay. So we can't do that yet, so continuing on with the quest. So I haven't actually picked up the next quest. I have to go back to the Marauders Guild. And I did mention that I would continue doing my hunting log off stream, which I did. I finished all of the entries for the first level, which is basically levels 1 through 10. And then rank 2 is levels 11 through 20, so I'm only missing this one. I haven't gotten to, Upper Lenosha. But I want to get the other ones because they were so out of the way for the quest. We were almost done here in Lamsa. Okay. Oh, accidentally clicked the wrong person. High Society, Commodore Raynor wishes to speak with you regarding the forthcoming banquet. I am not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is a highly coveted honor, why even the officers under her direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you have earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service to the Thalassocracy have been both difficult and dangerous. I didn't realize how hard it would be pronounce that word until I actually tried to say it out loud. This is a reward for all of your efforts and nod to your many achievements, both large and small. Has the enormity of this moment yet to sink in? Perchance you will realize its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Lamsa. And now that I have imagined the scene, I realize that you will require attire suitable for the occasion. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Baderon can arrange. She is surprisingly knowledgeable about such things. So if I want to become a warrior, this is who I would talk to first, because she has that blue icon above her head. We're going to ignore that for the moment, So I also rearranged my hotbars. I have of course unlocked Arcanist on other characters, so I double checked how I had those set up, because it's easier to have the same setup across multiple characters than to have a unique setup for every character. Okay, hello. Well, if it ain't Merwood's guest of honor, hobnobbing with the high and mighty now, is it? I tell you, lass, I damn near snorted ale out my nose when I heard the news. You've come a long bloody way, you have, and that's the truth. Well, one thing's for sure, you'll not want for a decent grub. These banquets are catered by the bleeding Bismarck, no less. 'Tis a grand chance to fill your belly to burst with fine and, more importantly, free food. But we can't have you turning up in your shite-caked venturing gear. No, the hero of the hour needs to have a touch of refinement about her, if only to stop folk complaining when she stuffs her face with cake. Take yourself over to the Octant and speak to Gymnasium of the Bruguer Consortium. She'll furnish you with somewhat ladylike to wear. I've already had a word with her, so all you need to do is pick up the goods and bring them back here so I can tell you what's what. So, take the lift down. We did talk to her briefly. Ugh. I have a sneeze stuck in my nose. Okay. Hello. Good day, miss. I assume you're the underdressed lady Baderon mentioned. I see he's not exaggerating. Our chosen these especially for your debut in polite society. Fear not, I'm certain you will absolutely adore them. Back we go. Thank goodness for the lift here. Up to the giant once we go again. Over here. Friend. It's not like he's moved. Been to Gymnasium, have you? Let's have that box then. Raxoline box. A small lockbox entrusted to you by Gymnasium of the Bruguer Consortium. Here we go, a nice pair of dress shoes for you. Lass mightn't have much else to her name, but so long as she's got a decent pair of shoes on her feet, there ain't nowhere she can't go. Think of them as a gift from me and all the other folks you've done right by all along the way. Aye, 'tis a very moving gesture, I know. Don't go welling up on me, eh? Wouldn't do for Linsa's new hero to turn up at the banquet soaked in her own tears and snot. Anyway, that's your garb sorted. Now you just need to settle your nerves. Tell me when you're ready and I'll tell you where you're meant to go. Okay. A Mission Master Pass. You ready then? You're ready then, are you? Good. The banquet will be starting soon. If you'd waited any longer, I'd have considered it my civic duty to hit you over the head and drag you there. Now, make sure you're wearing them fancy shoes when you turn up, alright? Carrying them won't do any no good. They're meant to make you look like a lady, remember? Not a lady's pleasing lackey. As for directions, the feast being held on the bridge in the Admiral's briefing room. Speak with Zamthael up in Bulwark Hall, and he'll show you the way. Just keep the Adele's eye, lass. After everything you've done for Linsa, you've good reason to be proud. And don't let no high-born bugger tell you different. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot dye my clothes yet. Okay, back to Bulwark Hall. And as you can see, the icon is red because I am not actually wearing the shoes. So let's... I want to actually look nice. So there we go, there we go. So now that I'm wearing the shoes, the icon is now its normal color. He did the same thing as me. Okay. Dress shoes. Fancy dress shoes. An adventurer wearing fancy dress shoes. Oh, now those are some fancy dress shoes. Come, adventurer, I will show you to the briefing room.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, join me now in honoring this woman for her services to our great nation. May the navigator guide and protect her on her journey till sea swallows all. These pirates you encountered with the tattooed faces, they call themselves the Serpent Reavers. Their ranks are formed of cutthroats and madmen who have pledged themselves body and soul to the primal Leviathan. From what we have gathered, they sought to swell their numbers by spiriting away any soul unfortunate enough to cross their path. I need not tell you the depth of the animosity between us and the Sahagin. How any seaman worth his salt could devote himself to the fishback's god is a question for a more temperate mind than mine. But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Big word there.
Such an extraordinary glow. This is one of the crystals of light.
By the navigator.
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not? Of a towering crystal.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You bathed in her light.
Yashtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power, This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light. Know you the tale? Like you, they were not of these lands, yet they fought to protect us all against the corruption of the Primals. When the Garlean Empire began its conquest of the realm, these heroes joined the Grand Companies and helped reforge the Eorzean Alliance. And at the Battle of Cartano, they took the field beneath our banners to fight for everything we hold dear. It was on that day, in the midst of that hell, that we lost them. Every soul who survived that battle will never forget how it was to fight beside them. We are proud to call them our comrades. Yet whenever we try to shout their names, the sound dies in our throats. And whenever we strain to see their faces with our mind's eye, naught but their shadows appear to us, set against a blinding light.
Didn't Baderon say something about this?
Ask any true Eorzean who knew them, and the story will be the same. It is for this reason that we call them the Warriors of Light. When I look upon you, I cannot help but be reminded of them. Keep that crystal safe. In time, I believe the Mother Crystal will make clear her reasons for bestowing it upon you. Heed well her words, adventurer, for it is Hydaelyn herself who speaks.
Right. Not again. Well, this doesn't look promising. Uh-oh.
Flames to the fore! Victory belongs to the bold! Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it costs them their lives.
The Yellow Serpents are in need of succor. Pray, send the White Wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause. We must not fail them.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Oh, bloody hells! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
I would still flinch if something came hurtling at me like that. Come on.
We are being watched.
Uh-oh.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn! Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, This is Raging Bull. What news?
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. God preserve, what is that thing?
What's going on? Speak to me!
God damn it! We cannot hold much longer.
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me! Damn it! Damn it all to the 7th hell!
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir!
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis Soir.
Delay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat now than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence. Who or what? We go to take our place beside Archon Louis Soir. To your positions.
That I should live to behold Bahamut once more. Magnificent. The eons of imprisonment have only made him hungrier. I am aware of them. Pay them no mind. They are powerless to act. It has begun, and soon the planet will regain its true form. I don't think I need to translate that. My ears are clipping into the pillow. Morning, Sunshine. All a bit much for you, was it? What happened? You don't remember then. He keeled over in the middle of a banquet and caused a right stir. I had to carry it back to the winch myself. Well, I say carry. 'Twas more a matter of dragging and rolling. Too much cake, I reckon. Any road, don't fret. 'Tis little wonder you was exhausted after everything you've been through lately. Your little nap seems to have put some color back in your cheeks, though, so I'll leave you to it. Bugger, I almost forgot. The Admiral wants to have a word with you. When you feel up to it, talk to Xanthio, and he'll let you into the command room. Oh, and stay awake, eh? I'm told old Merwood was in the middle of telling you a story when you started snoring last time, and I doubt she'd look kindly on it if you repeated the trick. It was not my fault. Okay, recommended gear. So the other two people standing with Merwood, we'll meet them again in a little bit. Back to the Bulwark Hall. Making great use of this lift, aren't we? Greetings, Jestana. Admiral Blufuswin awaits you in the command room. Shall I announce you? Into the command room? Yes. Okay, this is basically her office. There's nothing on here. Interesting. Depending on what time of day you talk to her, the lighting behind her is amazing. I have some really good shots of her with really good lighting behind her. Ah, Jestana, it is good to see you on your feet again. You are recovered? Then let us waste no time. I have a task that needs doing, one I would entrust to no other. The duty I have in mind for you requires some explanation. I do hope you have not made other plans. To business then. The Laminsan Envoy. So this is the quest to actually leave Laminsa. I have penned a letter to each of my counterparts in the Eorzean Alliance. The Battle of Cartano and the calamity that followed claimed countless lives. It has been 5 years since those of us who were spared dragged ourselves from the ashes to look upon an Eorzea we scarcely knew. 5 years, and yet the people still suffer. Their lives are fraught with worry and hardship, and the warriors of light who might once have given them hope are gone. Yet we must press on regardless. We will never truly do so, however, till we have faced our past. To that end, I am proposing that a memorial service to be held in each of the city-states on the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Cartano. These letters contain the details of said proposal, and I would have you deliver them to our allies as my personal envoy. You have proven yourself a staunch and able ally to Limsa, but it is not my only reason for choosing you. No, I choose you because you possess a quality which puts me in mind of history's champions, a quality I feared lost. Say that you will perform this duty. Of course. I knew you would not disappoint me. This task shall take you far from the borders of our nation, to the city-states of Gridania and Ul'dah. A grueling journey, to be sure, were you to travel by sea and land, but I mean to have you take to the skies. An airship pass to be used at your discretion. Airships bound for the nations of our allies leave from the landing connected to the bridge. But before you depart, I suggest you trouble Battaron for a few pearls of wisdom regarding each of your destinations. The old bastard is nothing if not well traveled. 'Tis a pity I cannot issue such passes with a freer hand, as I did in more peaceful times, when birds were not so limited. But in these times of war, every craft we commit to the clouds is drawing the eye of the Empire, and every voyage must needs be born of necessity. Lest you doubt, I consider your place well deserved. Nor am I alone in that opinion. There were other parties who would see you granted the privilege of air travel. Aye, Jestana, your deeds do not go unnoticed. Full many see great promise in you, but I have flattered you enough. On behalf of Limsalum and her people, I bid you go forth, adventurer. Discover the realm for which so many have fought and died. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. Only by braving the unknown will you achieve the greatness of which you are surely capable. So that the light of the crystal guides you, and I wager that your destiny will be no small thing. So the thing about Merlweb is, in 1.0, the original version of FF14, you could only create a male Rogadin. There were not female Rogadins available. So she was an outlier, and I think there was some discussion as to whether she actually was a Rogadin, or perhaps an elf with round ears. But she is a Rogadin. And you could only create female miqo'te as well. You couldn't create male miqo'te. So they expanded customization options even with a Realm Reborn with 2.0. Okay, back to the Drowning Winch we go, making use of the list once more. And there's actually two types of humans. I mean, there's two types of miqo'te as well, but the human appearances, the two different ones actually have different skeletons and animations entirely. I mean, some of them are the same, but some are different. Back from your meeting with the Admiral, are you? Personal bleeding envoy? So you'll be carrying the word of the Admiral herself to the leaders of the Alliance? Bugger me, I knew you was going up in the world, but I didn't realize you got that bloody high. I'm proud of you, lass, thinking of how far you've come. Why, it's enough to bring a tear to me eye. And that ain't the ale talking neither. Well, not just the ale, at any rate. Bless the navigator for steering you my way. Of course, this is only the start. Now you've got your hands on an airship pass. The whole of Eos is laid out before you, like a fair maid on a feather bed. What if I'm not interested in a fair maid? And she's a big girl too, with plenty of enticing nooks and crannies. Are we talking about a land or a person? If you think us Lamensis are characters, just wait till you cross paths with the grim forest dwellers of Gridania, or trade coins with the crafty merchants of Ul'dah. And then there's the wild places where the beasties rule and no bugger with an ounce of sense sets foot. But you're an adventurer, so I wouldn't let a little thing like that hold you back. Of course, it ain't all exploring and excitement. There's a heap of troubles what plagues every nation, see? Tain't just ours. I'm talking intrigue and infighting beastmen and their goddamn primals. Aye, there's an ugly side to life, and sooner or later you're bound to walk into it. But I'll wager there's bugger all out there as you can't handle. Something tells me you're going to be just fine. The realm's at it rough, 'tis true, but folk are beginning to recover from the beating the calamity dealt them. Call me an hopeless optimist, but it wouldn't take much to turn things round. 'Tis a perfect time for an adventurer like yourself to get out there and make a difference. Well, what are you waiting for? We're leaving Limsa! Okay. Back to the lift. This time up to the airship landing. Hello. Greetings, madam. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Gridania. Wait, aren't you that famous adventurer? It's Jestana Silvercoat, isn't it? I thought I recognized you. You're an inspiration to us all, madam. Highway and skyway is at your disposal. Will you be traveling with us today? Yes. So not all of the airship trips will go like this. It's just, this is the very first one, so I have to make it special. Choo, 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 choo. Or the airship? Yes. We're going! We're going! Huzzah! And this is why I didn't want to keep going last week, because I knew I just didn't have it in me to do all of this. Attention all passengers, the airship bound for Gridania is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. Padaron, Ustola, Rainer, Nanza, everybody we've encountered. And of course, Admiral Wilson. Good fortune to you, Jestana. That's the guy who first talked to us. And Grimsoda. I don't remember him. Rainer. This is the guy in charge of building Victory. And Hanan's right there. The day will come when your name means the same as zero to the folk of this realm. And you walk in the light of the crystal. Oh, behind him is the guy from Summerford Farms. I recognize that shirt. Okay. Castrum Occident. This is in Lenosha. It's in Lenosha, I think. Who is this dude? I mean, I know.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest.
That was 10 years before 1.0.
Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet, it must be saved.
From whom?
Only Garlean rule can bring
Correct.
order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balzar.
that was introduced this early in the storyline.
Senior engineers, please report to miqo'te research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at the Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Carteneau. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all.
Yeah, Huh.
Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Yeah, so much for that guy. Okay. And normally when you arrive via airship, you don't actually come here. You usually exit, well, you don't spawn there by the airship. You usually spawn not here either. Ah, you must be the envoy from Linsa Laminsa. Welcome to Gridania, madam. The Elder Seer awaits your arrival. Leave the landing area. Yeah, you normally spawn... Come on, move. Here. Where in the seven hells is that woman? Greetings, good madam. You are the Luminson envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nautica's altar. She will admit you to the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seer awaits. Okay. So we are finally somewhere else. We are in Gridania. This is where I started when I first played the game. So this is Mother Mioun. She's the guild master for the Adventurers Guild in Gridania. The innkeeper. Now, am I going to go directly to where I need to? Nope. Talk to them. Well, Matt Travel, might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. Okay. Not gonna actually take the Chocobo Porter because don't need to at the moment. Okay. Danya at the right plaza. Soon to the at the right. Zoom out a little so I can see. And now I can... Let's do it as my free destination. So now I can teleport to Gridania from wherever for free. I may not keep that... well, I definitely won't keep it as my free destination. Okay. Okay. So this means we're near the archery guild. And as much as I would love to pick up Archer, not at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna access the Archer Guild, go back this way. So this area that we're in at the moment is called New Gridania. I believe this was added with 2.0. And now we are headed to Old Gridania. So that means that the Archer's Guild is that way, and the Aetherite is that way, which we just came from, and this is the market. Old Gridania. So this is where their market stalls are located. Can't use the Harmony Bell yet. Okay, we're actually gonna go in this way. So Lancer's Guild is this way, and a ferry is this way. It will take you to two different locations, neither of which is relevant at the moment. So the ferry is right there, Lancer's Guild, and Ethernet Shard. So go back this way. This is pretty much what I do every time I get the Envoy quest, regardless of where I start. I make sure to attune to all of the Ethernet shards. It's just easier. Okay, and then there's another one over here. And this is the Leatherworkers Guild here, across over there, for the crafting job. And keep going this way. And then delivery removal right there. Another Ethernet shard. miqo'te's Amphitheater. Quite a few of the holiday events take place here, which is why there's a fair crier standing here. And there's the same information as the other person, as the one we talked to in Filamenta. So I'm not gonna rehash all that. We already discussed that. Okie dokie. Moving along. This is not what Gridania looks like. It's got all the decorations for Moonfire Fair. That is going until the end of the month. Not the 31st, but right before it. I think it was the 26th. And it is now... It started Tuesday, so it started on the 12th. Okay, so this is the Botanist Guild. This is where you basically chop trees and harvest vegetables and such. Ethernet shards. I'll have Ethernet access to Botanist Guild. Okay, so yeah, the only one I'm missing is Conjurer's Guild, which is right next to where I need to go. Funny that. We keep going this way. Making sure I am going the correct way. So this is the exit to the North Shroud, which I'm not going to take at the moment. This is the quest for a higher level job. You need to be at least level 80 and have Dawn Trail in order to pick up that job. So I fulfilled one of these requirements, but not the other. Ethernet access to the Conjurer's Guild. You have attuned yourself to all the Ethernet shards in Gridania. The Blue Badger Gate, the Yellow Serpent Gate, and the airship landing are now accessible as Ethernet destinations. Blue Badger Gate was actually outside the inn. I didn't actually turn towards that way, but it takes me to the Central Shroud. And the Yellow Serpent Gate, we just passed that. That's the one that takes you to the North Shroud, and then airship landing, of course, is available. So I often choose the airship landing if I want to go to the inn, because it's just closest to there. You are the Leminson envoy, begging your pardon, madam, but might I inspect the missive you bear? Letter to the Elder, a letter addressed to Gridanian Elder Seedseer Khan A. Sana. Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa. Please, come with me.
So you are the Leminson envoy.
So these are basically her bodyguards. This guy actually was fighting for the Garleans at the Battle of Cartino, and Khan Sana saved him, and so he swore allegiance to her.
And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome.
So something to note about Khan Sana is these horns right here. This is a headdress, but these right here, they actually are growing out of her head, and it means she's a particular type of pure, their term for human. She has been blessed by the elementals, and she ages, I think she's pretty much stopped aging, so that's why she's a little short compared to others. So she is much older than she looks.
Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan Sana, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
Yep. Now, how does she know that I have it before I even get there? Remembrance service for the fallen of Cartino. It seems that 5 years have already come and gone. It seems like only yesterday that the Garlean Empire attempted to seize all that we hold dear. Rising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknown to us, the Garleans sought not to best us in battle, but moved instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the lesser moon, Dalamud, would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched for the Cartino Flats, and there met the 7th Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, I would never wish to see again, yet the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which followed. For despite our best efforts, Dalamud continued its descent, and from it emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who proceeded to rain fire upon Eorzea. Hang on. The 7th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blinking of an eye, while our own forces fared little better. That any among us were spared defies explanation. All seemed sure to perish. As the flames converged upon us, I prepared myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land, which had but moments before been aflame, now seemed to me a place unknown, not simply ruined, but changed. Archon Louis Suave may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Cartano. And so we were left with countless questions and no prospect of an answer. Yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity, as the devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nations nigh to waste, and to this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To compound matters, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, while the Empire encroaches upon our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eorzea. The outlook, in short, is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yet if we are to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may well present an opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the Alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral's proposal. The necessary provision shall be made for a service here in Gridania. You have done the people of Eorzea a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You, meanwhile, are bound next for Ul'dah, are you not? Yes. Please send the Flame General my regards. Ah, and if you would be so kind, I should appreciate it if you would inform him that a pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late. My wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General's counsel on how this might be achieved. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Ul'dah and beyond. Oof. Trying to capture the way she speaks. Interesting challenge. Okay, airship landing. On to Ul'dah. Okay. Greetings, madam. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Ul'dah. Oh, are you not Jestana Silvercut, the lamented envoy? On behalf of all at Highwind Skyways, may I say what an honor it is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Should we be landing area? Yes. Oh, it's raining in Gridania. Okay, off we go. For the airship? Yes. Off we go! Oh, it's raining in Ul'dah too. Interesting. Okay. Okie dokie. Hello. Ah, you must be the envoy from Luminsa. Welcome to Ul'dah, madam. The Flame General awaits your arrival. Is the landing area? Yeah. Welcome to Ul'dah, madam. We have been expecting you. Flame General Obad will receive you in the fragrant chamber. Please take the lift down to the hustling strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. Okay, yes, see? It's not only in Luminsa. Am I going to take it to the hustling strip? Nope. Ruby Road Exchange. So this is where a lot of the holiday events take place in Ul'dah if they're placed here. And another fair crier. Not even gonna bother talking to her because it's gonna be the same rigmarole. Okay, and this is, of course, if you start in Gridania or Ul'dah, this quest is slightly different. If you start in Ul'dah, I believe you travel to Gridania first and then Luminsa. Start in Gridania, you travel to Luminsa and then Ul'dah. Well met, traveler, might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to the stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. Okay. And now for the Ethernet shard. Okay. Continuing on this way. Okay. And the main aetheryte for Ul'dah is in here. And register as favored destination. So it just means I get a discount. I can only have one free destination. Okay, continuing on this direction. Okay. Ethernet shard for the Thaumaturge's Guild. Another caster guild. Do I need another caster class? No, not at the moment, but if there is amounts that I really want, you have to get certain jobs up to level 80. And I'm like, that's a grind. But of course, if you do it as you go along, it's not as much of a grind. Okay, this is the Gladiators Guild in here. That's the sword and shield tanks. And then this way. This leads to the Miners Guild. That's where you gather rock and ore and gems. Or Goldsmith Guild. That's where you create jewelry and other fiddly stuff. Miners Guild is the next one. That's the Miners Guild down there. See? Okay, and then continuing on this way. And we run right by the Moogle, post-Moogle. This is for the Weaver's Guild, for crafting cloth here. Obviously, Leather Workers Guild is for crafting leather, leather here. Okay, and then last stop for this area. We come out this way. So this is their shopping area, the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Okay, so actually I'm going to use this. You don't have to unlock all of them to use them. Once you've attuned to them, you can use them. So this was this direction. And now we're gonna go up. No, not there. Here, these stairs. And we are now on the Hudson Strip. Okay. Get more comfy. So it only took an hour to get to this point. Not bad. This way. This will take us to the last Ethernet shard. The Alcanist Guild. That's for your potions and such. You have attuned yourself to all the internet shards in Ul'dah, the Gate of Null, the Gate of Fall, the Gate of the Sultana, and the airship landing are now accessible as Ethernet destinations. Gate of the Sultana leads you to Western Thanalan, Gate of Null, and Gate of Thal both lead to Central Thanalan. Okay. Now to go talk to General Raubon. For a while, I was kind of on the fence as to whether I liked Raubon, partially because of the way he behaved at Cartano, but I realized he was just behaving that way because he was worried about his people. Which I can respect. But he is... I have come to like and respect him. Okay. The Linton envoy, I presume? Would you be so good as to allow me to inspect the missive you bear, madam? My thanks. A letter addressed to the Ul'dah and Flame General Raubon al-Din. Ah yes, the Emerald Seal. Please proceed.
Ah, a guest from Limsa. I thought I smelled stale ale.
He makes a similar comment if you come from Gridania. It's just his way.
I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Merlin says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Sahagin.
Actually, I never encountered Sahagin.
Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Raubon al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
Cartano. I remember bloody Cartano. Do you know what happened that day, adventurer, when we took the field against the Garleans? Yeah, Connie Senna told me. So my counterparts have educated you. Connie's pet is giving her trouble, is it? Well, she should already know my mind on that subject. Wolves are beyond taming. It is but a matter of time before they bare their teeth. So it was with the Garleans 50 years ago. No sooner had they learned how to use Magitech than they began seizing territory from their neighbors. Led by then Legatus Solus Zoscalvus, they swiftly brought the other nations of Ilsabad to heel, and so the Legatus became an emperor and his republic an empire. an empire which then set his sights upon Eosia. But the conquering armed emperor is now an old man of 80 winters. His health is failing, and he has no clear successor. Like as not, this is why the Garleans have been quiet of late. But the 14th Imperial Legion is still entrenched within our borders. 14! 14! And their commander, Legatus Gaius van Belsar, has long harbored ambitions of conquest. Were he to strike now, I fear we would fall like so many others before us. Not only Ul'dah, but Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as well. For the calamity brought the lot of us to our knees, and we've yet to get up. We barely have the strength to stand against the beast tribes, never mind the primals they mean to summon. We are a realm divided, adventurer, an alliance in name only. But the wolf cares not for the plight of its prey. The Garlean stir, and the elder Seedseer would not let it go unnoticed. All other concerns pale in comparison to the Empire, even the beast tribes and their bloody primals. We must stand united once more, that much is clear, and if we're to do so, we must remember the cause which last brought us together. Merwa will have her memorial. We will honor the memory of the fallen. We will remind the people what their brothers and sisters fought and died for. Shall I inform the Sultana and the Syndicate? I will speak to her grace myself. Very, very good, sir. The Admiral will have my reply anon. My thanks to you, adventurer. Okay. You can now make use of the airship routes connecting the three nations. Before you may board an airship, you must pay the requisite fare and gil. Speeding Limsa Lominsa. Okay! Yay! Now I can travel between them. Bartholomew has information that may be of interest to you. Ah, my lady envoy, I trust to say the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind my asking, do you pretend to plan to visit Limsa Lominsa in the near future? If so, I have information that may be of interest to you. I once accompanied the Flame General on an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with Baderon, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man sent word just now that he has a job for a capable adventurer. I can think of none with better credentials than you. Baderon will doubtless be pleased for you to offer him your services. Okay, so before I do that, there's some housekeeping stuff I want to get done. There's some things I can unlock now that I can travel freely between the different city-states. Besides, all I have to do to get back to Limsa Lominsa is click return. Okay, so yes, good. Alright. So each chocobo keep in the city-states has one destination pre-unlocked for you, and in this case, that's Horizon, which is one of the first places you visit when you adventure in Thanalan, which is what Ul'dah covers. Gridania is in the Black Shroud, and Limsa Lominsa is of course in Lenosha. So, I mentioned before that Jestana is what's called a Padjal. Players cannot create a Padjal character. Only NPCs can be Padjal. Because they are so unique and they're supposed to be rare. So, kind of silly for them to be rare when players can create them, right? So, note I do not have to click on this guy. But I do still have to attune to the Aetheryte if I want to use it in the future. Okay. So we're gonna go this way, have to hoof it. Go on foot. This will be useful later on anyway. Jogging now instead of sprinting. Still quicker. Okay. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? I honestly can't tell if they're supposed to be male or female because they're a Lalafell, and Lalafels are very androgynous looking. Okay. So this lady, color your world. Sweater Jim wants to show you a whole new world of colors. You there, yes, you, the decisively unfashionable adventurer. God be good, never my life have I seen such unapologetic focus on function at extreme cost to form. The mere sight of you fair makes my eyes bleed. As a lover of all things aesthetically pleasing, I cannot in good conscience allow you to continue roaming the realm in that sorry state. I believe your appearance can yet be salvaged through the use of color. I will teach you how to go about dyeing your outfit, but first I must have a drink. The heat has given me a vicious thirst, and I won't be able to talk for any length of time. Be a dear, and find me a bottle of orange juice at the stall by the northern gates, would you? Once I have moistened my throat, we shall see to the business of remedying your appearance. And before I do that, Squire Jem wishes to impart to you the knowledge of glamorous. Oh dear, 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 this will never do. My sense of aesthetics simply won't allow it. How can you go out dressed like that? My dear, if only you'd spare a thought for style and coordination. I hope your garb holds up during a scuffle, because there's little else going for it. That's it. I made up my mind. From this day forth, I'll take it upon myself to save you from any more fashion disasters. Let me see. So much that needs to be addressed. Where to even begin? Be a dear and get me a drink. I'm feeling rather parched, and this is a matter best discussed over a glass of something cold. Just go to the piss place and ask Falkland. I'll have some blood orange juice and tell her to make sure there's no pulp in it. Now off you go. Okay, I don't have orange juice on me, so that's okay. Shop. A myriad of items can be bought and sold from vendors all across Eorzea. Purchasing an item is as simple as clicking on an item in a shopkeeper's inventory, while selling an item is as simple as dragging an item from your inventory or armory chest. You can also sell items by right-clicking them and selecting Sell. If you happen to have second thoughts about a sale, you can always buy back your items from the vendor, but only if you have yet to leave the area or log out of the game. So purchase items, that's what I was looking for. Orange juice. At least you didn't ask us to buy something expensive. Okay. And then before I go back over to her, come over here for the other things she wants us to buy. Oh, Swearjum sent you, did she? That woman. I've never known anyone so lazy. Would it kill her to come and get it herself? Here you are. You shouldn't let her push you around, you know. Give her an ilm and she'll take a mom. Okay, so now we go talk to her. Pray tell, have you brought my orange juice? Lest you have forgotten, the merchant who sells it can be found just inside the northern gates. Orange juice. Juice freshly squeezed from ripe Laotian oranges. Well, phew, that's a relief. Finally, I can teach you how to bring color into your life. Listen well. There are handy items called colorants, which allow folks to dye their outfits a veritable rainbow of colors. These colors are so simple to use, adventurers have no excuse to be fashion unconscious. Lest you worry that dyeing will affect your garment's precious properties, you may rest assured it will not. The practicality you adventurers love so much will not suffer for the change in appearance. A change for the better. It should also gladden you to know that garments can be dyed repeatedly, so there's no fear of getting locked into one color. The garish pink that seemed like such a wonderful idea after a dozen glasses of red can be undone. And that's all you need to know about dyeing gear. Now, what are you waiting for? Get out there and bring some color into your life. And these are the dyes. This is some of the dyes. They changed how the dyeing system works. Okay, dyeing. You are now able to dye items. To change the color of a piece of gear, you must first have a pot of dye on hand. Pots of dye can be crafted or purchased in stores. The process of dyeing an item is as easy as selecting the dye icon from the Actions and Traits interface. There's no limit to how many times an item can be dyed. Dye can also be removed by using an item called paraben. It should be noted, however, that certain items require the completion of quests before they can be dyed. If you wish to paint a housing fixture or furnishing, you can do so by selecting Furnishing Color by accessing Housing within the social menu. Alternatively, furnishings can also be painted when selected from the inventory. I hadn't picked up on that. So, how's that drink coming along? Blood orange juice. Blood oranges can only be grown in certain climates, making them highly sought after. Oh, delicious! Nothing better on a hot day. Some say I have expensive taste, but life's too short to settle for second best. Of course, this extends to my choice of wardrobe, too. Now that I'm feeling refreshed, shall we get started? Do you know, dear, you'd look a lot less drab if you knew how to apply glamours? What's a glamour, you ask? Well, they use a glamour prism as a catalyst to project the image of one item onto another. It's just an illusion, mind, but very convincing. This means the original object stays essentially the same, just takes on a new appearance, that's all. Remember, if you fancy a change, you don't have to stick with the same glamour. Just apply another one on top or use a glamour dispeller to return the object to normal. Why sacrifice style for such humdrum trifles as durability or protection from bodily harm? Limitless possibilities for self-expression just a couple of glamours away. Go ahead, give it a try, and do make it quick, dear, for my sake. I'm finding your uninspired attire more and more offensive with each passing moment. Glamour is now available. Glamour dresses and in-rooms are now available. You may use dresses to transform items into glamours and create ensembles for quick and easy use. Glamours. Glamours allow you to alter the appearance of equipment through the use of illusory magic. To change the appearance of an item, highlight it and select Cast Glamour from the sub-commands. The illusion will take effect if the projected gear differs from the class or level, even if the projected gear differs from the class or level of the base equipment. Casting glamours requires catalysts known as glamour prisms. Separate catalysts known as glamour dispellers can return glamoured items to their original appearance. Glamoured items cannot be sold or traded. Furthermore, the item lending its likeness will become bound to you. With these conditions in mind, by using glamours, you can always look and perform your best. Glamour dresses. Is your inventory cluttered with gear you will only wear on special occasions? Are glamour prisms causing you headaches? Glamour dressers have been added to in-rooms across the realm to make applying and managing glamour gear simpler and more intuitive. Start by adding gear to any glamour dresser where it is instantly transformed into a glamour. Next, use glamour plates to create full sets of glamoured attire, which can be applied to your character all at once. Okay, so I'm actually going to go back to Ul'dah. There is another quest I want to take care of. This guy. Well-heeled youth. A well-heeled youth on Emerald Avenue appears to have been the beneficiary of some good fortune and may not be averse to sharing it. You be careful with those. Break anything and I shall be forced to deduct it from your salary. Beg pardon, what is my loyal manservant carried? Why, a not so small fortune in prizes ably won by yours truly in the gold saucer. You have heard of the gold saucer? Nay! Ye gods, woman, you might at least try to keep up with the times. It's only the Sultan's newest and finest place of entertainment. Thrilled to the sight of majestic birds roaring down the straight of the chocobo races, pit your wits against your peers at the triple triad tables. At the Gold Saucer, one can do all this and more, and if you know what you're about, you'll walk out a wealthier woman than you entered. If there's a better place to shake off one's cares after a grueling day of promenading, I've never heard of it. Did I mention the prizes? Ah, but I dare say you'd rather discover them for yourself. Yes, I'll wager you're wondering just how in Saul's good name you can experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer firsthand. Am I right or am I right? Ha! I thought as much. Well, since this has been my lucky day, I don't see why it shouldn't be yours too. I just so happen to have a spare golden airship ticket. You see, consider it a gift from me to you, milady. Just show the ticket to the fine lady over at the landing, and you'll have a seat in the next airship bound for revelry and riches. Be fairly warned, though. You may expect no mercy from me should our paths cross at the triple triad tables. Nay, not so much as an ounce. Ha ha! Okay, I am not actually going to read all of the quest stuff for the golden saucer because I do want to keep going with MSQ, but the golden saucer will be helpful in the long run. Having it unlocked. Airship landing. This is reception desk for flights bound for the Manderville Gold Saucer. Before proceeding, I must ask to submit your ticket for inspection. You do have a ticket, yes? Golden airship ticket allows the bearer passage on Highwind Skyway's private charter flights to and from the Manderville Gold Saucer. It appears that everything's in order. An airship will be departing shortly before the next bell. Shall I reserve a seat for you? Travel to the Gold Saucer? Yes. Oh, I'm so glad it's nighttime at this because it looks so much better at night. Look at how glitzy and gaudy it is. It's perfect. Okay, yay! So part of the reason that I unlocked the Gold Saucer is it is free to go to the Golden Saucer regardless of where you're coming from, and then free to go for the Golden Saucer to Ul'dah. So, it's a two-step trip, but it saves money in the long run. Unless you just decide to teleport. The Manderville Gold Saucer now accessible, but there's other goodies available at the Gold Saucer. Manderville Gold Saucer. Welcome to the Manderville Gold Saucer, where all your dreams can come true. That is, all your dreams can come true if you have enough Manderville Gold Saucer points, MGP. Gil can be exchanged for MGP at the main counter in the middle of Entrance Square. The current rate is 10 gil for 1 MGP. Uldan law prevents the gold saucer from exchanging MGP if the patron already possesses more than 500. MGP cannot be converted back into gil, but the points can be used to purchase an assortment of wonderful prizes from the prize claim attendant, also located at the main counter in Entrance Square. Okay, I'm not reading all of that. Entrance and card squares. Okay. Back into you. And I'm gonna skip. It's just easier to skip all this. If you really want to see it all, I'm sure there's someone who has actually played through all of this. Okay. And talk to you. Passion for fashion. I'm going to unlock that. Or at least have that quest available. I'm not going to actually talk about it. Or read it, I should say. Okay. This is the triple triage. Okay, Air Force One is available. It's actually my favorite event to do. So we are gonna go over there. It's like a mini game. You look like you're a sharp eye. Character tends to choose skills before the Air Force. Once you've strapped in on Yes. There we go. Yeah, basically you're in the cockpit of a plane that's on a set course. And there's targets you have to shoot, but be careful that you don't shoot the ones that are bombed. Otherwise you get minus points, negative points. And the number of stars will dictate how many points they're worth. So 1 is worth 50, 2 is worth 100. Do not want to shoot the red one. And it used to be just one possible route, but they added more routes. And then the 3-star, which is worth 300. So then there is, on each of the routes, there is a point where you just stop and you have a whole bunch of targets to shoot without shooting the bomb. So the bonus stage just a little further to the end, so keep it up. I think I accidentally hit a bomb. Normally I get a perfect score, which is 5,000. Yeah, I did hit a bomb. But it does mean I did actually hit all the potential targets. Okay. That's the first time I've actually hit a bomb. Usually I'm better about it. So I'm not usually streaming either. Okay. Alright, where am I going? This takes us back to the Mandeville Plaza. This is where you teleport to if you choose not to take the airship to it. But it doesn't cost you anything to take the airship to the gold saucer. Okay, and then there is another level, so this will actually pass you up here. Quick way to get up to the second level if you don't want to take the stairs. Okay, and then just drop down. There is a clothing item that I want on Jestana, but I have to do basically it's a fashion report, and it's weekly, and you have to. And honestly, you just need more access to more gear items than I have at the moment. Okay, so that's my AoE attack. That's there, and that's there. Okay. So you can play Mahjong in the gold saucer, but I never quite got the hang of it, so I don't bother to unlock it. I'm sure I could look up the rules and everything, but just haven't really taken the time to do that. Of course, I have 3,000 NPCs, so now I can no longer actually buy NPCs. But that's okay. I don't mind. Okay. This way. And hey, this place looks familiar. What did I just see? Okay, and back to the entrance. And this guy. Once more. And we have not actually attained to all the Ethernet shards because there's more levels. It took me a long time to realize that there were more Ethernet shards to attune to. one. And I go back this way, over here. And now I have attuned myself to all the Ethernet shards. Okay, and one more thing to do. Unlock triple triad. Okay. Before you can create a deck with your new triple triad cards, you must first claim them. Open up your inventory and use a card to claim it. Once you have claimed enough cards to make a deck, at least 5, select Gold Saucer under Character in the main menu. From there, select Card Decks to begin building your masterpiece. Once you've built the deck, all that's left is to find an opponent and challenge them to a match. If you have any questions on how to play Triple Triad, be sure to ask the Triple Triad Master for private lessons. Here they are. Dodo cards. Tablet Tender. Bomb. Mandragora. Coral. Gold Saucer. Card list. That's just a list of all the cards I have played so far. Card deck. These are the only cards I have, so this is the only deck I can create. Okay. And now we can challenge her. Okay. And one deck I can use. Triple Triad is played by placing cards on a 3x3 grid. The player to act first is decided at random. A variety of rules exist that change how the game is played, but let's start you off with an easy one. All open! Okay. Okay, I win anyway. And the match is over. Whoever controls the most cards at the end of the game is the winner. Okay. No, well done. Now let me have one every day. Da da da. So this also means that I will collect, be able to collect triple triad cards as I play. You have now entered the world of Triple Triad Match Party. If you see someone with a card icon next to their name, it means they are currently seeking a match. Triple Triad matches are not only limited to the confines of the Mandragora Gold Saucer, you can seek a match with other PCs anywhere in Eorzea. Good luck and may the spinner's pull be ever kind. Okay. Alright, that's everything. So now we're going to implement stuff. Okay. Okay. Do I have any here? I do not. I didn't think so. Drowning winch. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever you like. Class, I'll be with you in a... Well, if it ain't the one and only Jestana Silvercoat. I was told a distinguished venturer might be reporting for duty. Fancy that venturer being you, eh? Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleeding airy. But you think you're still interested, let me know, and I'll fill you in on the details. Phoenix Down. You have obtained a fluff of Phoenix Down ability to revive an incapacitated player. A touch of Phoenix Down may prove beneficial when delving into dungeons and other activities with the party. Should party members with the ability to resurrect be downed, a touch may be used to revive them, allowing your party to recover from a precarious situation. Please note that the use of Phoenix Down is restricted in certain duties. These duties can be identified by the text Phoenix Down Not Allowed in the information section of the duty finder. Tufts of Phoenix Down may be obtained by completing quests or by purchasing them directly from apothecaries and junkmongers. And it used to be you could only have one in your inventory at a time, but they lifted that restriction. Baderon, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, has need of a capable adventurer. So this quest is the first quest that everybody gets. All the other quests up to now have been specific to players who start in Lensa Lominsa. I thank you for taking the time to help me out. Now I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it, some suspicious looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and I need a trustworthy sort to head up north of Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But since that nasty business over in Swiftbridge, folk have been a bit uneasy. Well, I say a bit. 'Tis all they can do to not soil themselves every time the bloody floorboards creak. If you would permit me, Master Baderon, I should be happy to elaborate. Hey, I know you. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellowjacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure my patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I came to welcome Jestana back to Lensa Lominsa. It is well you have returned. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sastasha Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of corals had taken up residence in the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. But with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. Sastasha is located in western Lenosha. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Vimelpa. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You are the man. Now, good luck to you, lass. Okay. And we have a couple food quests to sell and pick up. Rising to the challenge. Itowan is ill-pleased with the carelessness of the wench's customers. We all know how it feels to have had one too many. That's why I'll not fault our patrons for much of what goes on at our tables. But is it too much to ask that they keep their belongings on their person when they leave? It wouldn't bother me so much if half of them didn't show up a week later ranting and raving as if their drunken heedlessness were somehow my fault. Take this impressive-looking journal right here. As oft-used as it seems to be, I've no doubt its owner is tearing up the town searching for his prized possession. Stranger he was, a swarthy Rogadin who enjoyed his drink, seemed to be getting on well with one of our regulars, Quentin Tane. Perhaps you could still catch up with him and spare me the headache. I'd offer you a free drink, but last time I did that, Baderon docked my wages. Rumors of a dangerous madman about town have Sidovji ill at ease. You're either a brave woman or a fool, friend, to be wandering the streets of Lensa tonight, what with the slasher of fisherman's bottom on the loose. You've not heard? There's a madman about. Why, it said he brandished his blade so long and sharp that they could gut a whale. No one's seen any blood yet, but it hasn't stopped the rumors from sending shivers up spines in every alehouse in town. That you're still standing before me tells me you don't scare as easily as the rest. Perhaps you could assist with the investigation? Accidentally press the button. To start with, you might want to look into that scream I just heard outside. Okay. I'm not interested in free company at the moment. Have I seen who? Look, just because I spend more nights as a wench than in my own home doesn't mean I'm mates with every sod who comes stumbling through the doors. Wait a minute, that bloody book. Why didn't you say so sooner? The tight-arse bastard drank 20 flagons and probably passed out, leaving yours truly to foot the bill. Said he was heading for airport. Where else the scurvy sop? And I'm willing. He's still stranded at the ferry docks, so the gods know it won't help me get Gil back. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. What are you waiting for? That's him! The slasher! Apprehend him, toss him in jail, and throw away the key! Or gut him and feed his licensed body to the sharks for all I care. Just do something! Woe is me. Whatever did I do to deserve this fate? For 6 moons I saved every last gill of my husband's hard-earned wage, forgoing new shoes, a new purse, sometimes even food for our children, all in anticipation of this day. What's so special about today, you ask? Why, this day marks the arrival of a world-renowned esthetician in Limsa. My endless patience and self-control were to be rewarded with a bear-raising transformation that would have every fashion-conscious woman wooing and hawing in admiration. Instead, I find myself accosted by this lecherous lout. Speaking of which, weren't you going to do something about this? Go ahead, have your way with him. I doubt he has anything to say for himself. No matter what I say, I'll receive her accusations and looks of horror. I swear this is not what it seems. Do you doubt me too, friend? Oh, the ignominy of it all! Of course you take her side. For shame! Is there not one sympathetic ear in this entire nation? An artiste of my renown should be welcomed with open arms and a 21-cannon salute. Instead, I am branded a criminal, the tools of my trade, and the extensions of my very soul, ripped unceremoniously from my person like particles from the side of a frigate. I will not last long in my wicked state. No, even as we speak, the world around me grows dim. With my dying breath, I speak unto you 3 names, 3 kind souls who may yet put right what has gone so frightfully wrong. Forge-master Hananza of Nazik and Vimelis, Guildmaster Beaton of the Gridanian Carpenters Guild, and Stavarin of the Alchemist Guild in Ulda. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, seek them out and tell them Dandelion sent you. When my soul is restored and my name rightfully cleared, all of Luminsa, the entire realm will sing your praises, for I, Dandelion, am none other than oh my gosh, a drama king. I love it. Okay, so we're going this way. I swear there is a reason for doing this. Dandelion sent you? Let me guess. The barmy fool's lost his tools. Pardon me, the appendages of his very soul. Again, it is thrashing and tossing like the end of the days is nigh. The man brings it on himself. If he toned down the theatrics and went about his work like an earnest craftsman, I dare say he'd save himself his misunderstandings. No, I've not a whit of sympathy for the fool. You, however, have my pity indeed, having to play audience to his whining. Any road, this should shut him up for a while. Tell him if he loses these, I'll grasp the next pair into his bloody hands. Then he'd be Dandelion Scissorhands. Okay. I want to do that quest. Fisherman's Guild. Okay. If you have business with me, be quick about it. My ferry and my next great adventure awaits. Well-worn journal. An impressively bound journal is unceremoniously forgotten under a table of the drowning wench. My journal! Why, I thought I had lost it forever. Pardon my rudeness, friend. Perhaps I should have stopped after 19 flagons. Ha ha! Did you steal a glance at his pages, perchance? No? A shame. That, for this book contains, how might I say it, a record of my numerous adventures. Quite the imposing read, if I do say so myself. Which I believe I just did. Ha ha! You've the air of an adventurer about you, if one still untested. But take heart! Even this accomplished adventurer, and I speak from personal experience, was once a whelp of more dreams than sense. Were there only some way for me to repay you. But of course, I have a fresh journal right here that might as well have your name on it. Why not keep a record of your own, that one day we might regale each other with stories of our deeds? And with that I shall be off for adventure, and a flagon or 20 of the realm's finest ale calls me. Fare you well on your journey, and next time you find yourself with the wench, do thank that Elizin fellow for his generosity. Ha ha! Potion. Okay. You have access to the challenge log, which will serve as a record for your adventuring exploits. To open it, select logs from the main menu, followed by challenge log. Challenge log. The challenge log contains a list of adventuring objectives across a wide range of categories. Completing any one of these objectives will earn you rewards. Completion status is reset on a weekly basis, and it is possible to undertake the challenges repeatedly. Each unique challenge you complete counts towards the overall completion category, which yields additional rewards. As you progress in level and advance in the scenario, more challenge objectives will become available, giving you the chance to garner richer bonuses. And the challenge log will be useful in another way later on. You'll hear about Commodore Reyna's investigation, then you'll want to board a ferry bound for airport. Once you arrive in Western Lenosha, though, you best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Jestana. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folks there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. The hall is on the way to Jestana, just north of airport. Head inside, and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. So we go here. Purchase passage to airport. The ferry is bound for airport. Are you ready with us? Yep. Okay. Hey, this looks familiar. Can't imagine why. So this novice hall didn't used to be here apparently. It was added later on. I forget exactly when. Ah, you must be the adventurer whom the Yellow Jacket sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of Sasha Seagrot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. And you shall need the training we here at the Hall of Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedule. Speak with him, and you can register for the exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Sasha Seagrot, and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. All the novice membership granted. You have access to the Hall of the Novice. Designed especially for your chosen role, these solo exercises will teach you the ins and outs of party combat. You may access them at any time, either by selecting Hall of the Novice from the duty section of the main menu, or by speaking with any of the smiths found in adventurous guilds across Eorzea. Complete these exercises to receive a set of gear that will aid you on your journey. I am prepared for the Hall of the Novice. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the Jestana Sea Grotto. Dark Helmet. Reference to Spaceballs. I never actually summoned my carbuncle until now. Ha! That's hilarious. Sword and Sergeant. Okay. Oh look, there's some adventurers here. Hi there. Fellow adventurer, you two are here to unravel the mysteries of Jestana. I have adventured across this wide realm for more seasons than I dare to count, yet still Eorzea manages to surprise me with her beauty and splendor. Our journeys are not ended by the attainment of riches or fame. It is an unquenchable thirst for the unknown that drives us into the wilds time and again. Even if I explored the world for 1,000 years, I would never grow weary of this life. Grandfather and I are companions on the road. We travel where the wind takes us and drink in all the wonders this world has to offer. Only an adventurer can understand the joy of such freedom, of discovering hidden places and experiencing sights and sounds that few may ever know. The passing years have begun to take their toll on the old man, but no force save death itself will sate his appetite for adventure. I'm sorry, Adair. I came as fast as I could. I tried haggling with the merchant, but 2 potions was the best I could get with the money you gave me. I have no idea how expensive they were. What took you so bloody long, Etta? If me purse was too light, you might have considered using some of your own bleeding coin to get us what we need. You've only ever been as useful as the contents of your pockets, so gods know you can barely eel a scratch. We took up the adventure in life to take on the big jobs and claim the big rewards. How are we meant to do that if you can't even get our supplies in order? It's the one Baderon was talking to. Well, we'll see who gets the glory. This job should have been ours in the first place. Haha, Etta, you're so slow. It was a foot race to a tree slug. This is perfect for our inaugural outing as a party. Wandering around in the caves, turning over a few rocks. How difficult could it possibly be? I never expected our first visit to the Adventurers Guild would yield such a straightforward way to win fame and fortune. Keep that group in mind. Just look at this beauty. See how she glows. You can almost feel the power running through her. What exactly is it you have there? What is it? Well, what does it look like? It's a short sword. Ah, but now I suppose you're wondering why all the fuss over a short sword. That's easy, you see. This isn't your ordinary round-the-mill mass forged store-bought, bottom-of-the-bargain bin short sword. This here is a genuine ethereal short sword. One of a kind, in fact. Can't you see its glow? No? Well, trust me, it's there. And that glow means the short sword is special. Means it's powerful. At least a little more powerful than what you'd normally expect from a mere short sword. I think I'll leave you alone. Okay. Alright. Hello. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sought out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra? We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality have been seen passing in and out of Sasasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback fancy serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are so fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue face tattoos. Duty support unlocked. Sasasha now accessible. My water splashed. Okay. Enlist the aid of allied players and NPCs alike to slay monsters, solve mysteries, and defeat the mighty boss lurking in the depths. Conquering dungeons is not only a time-honored tradition of adventurers, but also progresses the main scenario and tests your prowess at a given class or job in a timed environment. Intimidated? Fear not, dear adventurer, for with a little guidance, you too shall be clearing dungeons with confidence in no time. Into the depths, 2 ways to adventure. You may challenge a dungeon via 2 different methods, by calling upon the support of trusty NPCs, or by pooling your talent with other players, be they best friend or first acquaintance. No matter how you form your party, the trials that await you will be comparable in difficulty and experience. No matter how independent and capable you may be, a dungeon is too mighty a challenge to overcome on one's own. By choosing duty support when accessing the entrance of any applicable dungeon, you will summon a balanced team of skilled NPCs to support you on your path to glory. Just don't forget them once you're rich and famous, yes? After choosing to challenge a dungeon with NPCs via duty support, a party that perfectly complements your current class or job will be automatically created for you. All that's left is to select register for duty, and you will be battling monsters in no time. So if you're a tank, then you'll have a healer and 2 DPS join you. If you queue as a healer, then you will have a tank and 2 DPS join you. If you queue as a DPS, then you will have a tank, a healer, and a DPS join you. They say a burden shared is a burden halved, and with the Duty Finder, you can split that burden amongst a team of players who smolder with the same passion for adventure as you do. No need to recruit such teammates yourself. The Duty Finder's matching system will automatically group players according to chosen talent and other criteria, guaranteeing a balanced and invigorating cooperative experience for all. Once you have been matched with the party, you will be notified by a bracing sound that the time for battle is at hand. Simply select commence, and you and your comrades will be delivered unto the fray. Remember, the adventurers with whom you are cooperating are fellow players. Take advantage of the full and varied strengths of your group possesses by communicating respectfully and often. As your journey progresses, more and more dungeons will become available until you find yourself master of a sea of tribulations to overcome. But don't let completion deter you from challenging your favorite duties again. Simply open duty support to play through dungeons you cleared, or use the Duty Finder to do the same with dungeons not yet supported by the NPC party system. No matter your craving, you're guaranteed to find an adventure to satisfy. While this introduction of dungeons has no doubt been immortalized within the hallowed halls of your mind, if you find yourself in need of a refresher, you may access tutorial information again by selecting the question mark icon in the Duty Support or Duty Finder windows. A true adventurer knows the meaning of duty. Secure your legacy by fulfilling yours. Understand what I must do. Whew. Okay, that was a lot. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want to just go ahead and queue for the dungeon, or do the tutorial. Do the thing for, with the smith. Because it's covering stuff I already know, and pretty much the gear that you would get from it, you can also get equivalent gear from the dungeon itself. But by doing the solo duties, you would have that gear starting out. What am I doing? I can do this. Right. Okay. Hi there. Okay, I'm gonna queue for the dungeon. The Duty Finder allows you to challenge dungeons and other duties with a party of other players. You may access it via duty in the main menu, or by choosing the appropriate option at the entrance of any duty. Duty registration. Enter dungeons and other duties via the Duty Finder by choosing your desired duty, then selecting Join. You will then be automatically matched with compatible players destined for the same duty. You may register for up to 5 duties at one time. Duties marked by a lock symbol require certain conditions to be met before becoming accessible. Duty status. When you register for a duty, it will appear along with an icon in your duty list. You may text duty status, including matching progress and approximate waiting times, by selecting this entry. Commencing duty. Once you've been successfully matched with other players, a prompt window indicated by a notification sound will appear. Begin duty by selecting commence. Please note that if you do not commence duty within the time limit, your registration will be automatically withdrawn and you must start the process over. Over the course of your adventures, the number of duties available to you will gradually increase. Many duties can be cleared via both the Duty Finder and Duty Support systems, so it's worth familiarizing yourself with both. You may also re-challenge previously cleared dungeons by accessing Duty Finder or Duty Support via Duty in the main menu. Since this is on Dynamis, the duty roulette can be a bit of a pain, but pretty much all of the duties for ARR, the queue times are pretty short. And it's once you get to the higher expansions that you start having trouble. So actually, let's go here to the inn. So here's Glamour Dresser, Glamoring Gear. If you come across a piece of gear whose design tickles your fancy, you may be able to store it in a Glamour Dresser, where it will be instantly transformed into a Glamour. This can be confirmed via the item's help window. Once stored in the Glamour Dresser, images of the gear can be applied to Glamour plates and then equipped via the plates at your leisure. Note, however, that gear stored in the Glamour Dresser cannot be equipped until removed from the Glamour Dresser. There are more. Situated in your own room, estate, and squadron barracks, the armoire can be used to store certain kinds of items with limited methods of obtainment. These include job-specific gear, seasonal event garb, and so forth. You can determine whether or not an item can be stored in the armoire by viewing its item help window. Please note that only items with condition at 100% or above can be stored. Furthermore, storing an item will reset its spirit bond condition, as well as remove customized elements such as dyes and crests. Store an item. So these are items that I got because I bought basically the bogus items. So these can go in the armoire because there are only so many slots available in the Glamour Dresser. And using the armoire doesn't take up those slots. Okay. And that also leaves room in my armory chest. So look at that. Okay. Ooh, right. I have a chair I can sit in. Yep, I can sit in the chair. What about dying? there actually isn't a point to dying here because I'm probably gonna replace it soon anyway. So yeah, this is what I do. I mean, I could just go ahead and do it with duty support, but that takes a bit. And usually it's quicker with other players, provided that there are players that queue for the dungeon. But most players who can queue, they do have the dungeon unlocked because these are the first dungeons available. They're what unlocked Duty Finder and Duty Support in the first place. So everybody has these first dungeons unlocked. You just have to wait for the queue. And the average wait time, that doesn't mean I'm going to actually only wait for 5 minutes. That just means that's the average time for waiting. So I could be waiting more than 5 minutes. Usually it's quicker with a tank or healer class because those are rarer. The majority of the jobs are DPS. I mean, I will be able to queue for a healer job, the healer role, eventually, just not right this second. I won't be able to do that until I've reached a specific quest in the MSQ after I do these dungeons. So I can't queue as a healer yet unless I unlocked Conjurer and did all the jobs up to and got it up to level 15. Or 16, I should say. Just gotta wait it out. While I'm here, let's go start the next Arcanist quest. Or not. There you go. The minute you start to do something else, it pops. So this is just a preview of the dungeon. Give you an idea of what you're facing. And there's the other players. Okay. So notice that some of these icons are dimmed. They're because my level is synced to the max level for the dungeon. And I will be ignoring these tutorial buttons because I'm not going to hold up the dungeon by reading them. if I was doing this as Voodoo Thunder, that would be different. I can't even summon my Emerald Carbuncle. I actually got this dungeon with a newbie tank who'd never done the dungeon before. So we helped him out. We gave him some tips and told him what was coming up and stuff. Green. Okay. So, we were very patient. He told us right off the bat that he knew that he'd never done it before. So we're like, okay, cool, we got you. And that's what I like about the community for FF14 is it's so friendly to newcomers. World of Warcraft can be very unwelcome. Like, I did not feel comfortable queuing for the dungeons in World of Warcraft with other players. I prefer to do them as follower dungeons for a reason. So our healer is a white mage who starts out as a conjurer. Tank is a gladiator. They're not a paladin yet. And the other DPS is an machinist, which unlocks during Heaven's Wars, the next expansion. Okay, where are you going? Go that one. Okay. Have to target the clam, otherwise it'll keep summoning the shade seekers. Once the clam is gone, but unfortunately it's only vulnerable when its mouth is open. And now that it's gone, we can take these guys out and not worry about more. The other enemies are pretty straightforward to defeat. But I've been sitting for a while, so I think I will do the other two dungeons next week. I want to get through at least this one this week. And who knows, maybe I'll do the tutorial thing next week. Treasure box. Come on, thing. You have to go that way. I'm sorry. There isn't another way. Can understand not trying to avoid enemies, but unfortunately you can't in this situation. Okay, so that memo tells us which of these coral formations to click, and it said Captain likes cabbage green, so the green coral formation, and first boss of the desert. Okay, first boss down. Greed. Oh. Bowstriker skirt. Awesome. I cannot grab it. Because I am magical DPS. I'm just checking if there's anything from the others. Nope, just saying hi. Okay. I don't know why you're going that way. Perfectly good stairs over here. Okay. Gotta pick up this key here. Now we can go over here. That's at the captain. I'm gonna pick up the key. Yes. Okay, back this way. And over here. Okay, now we can get to the gate. I bet I'm the only one rolling on these suckers. Oh, maybe the tank is rolling. So I will probably hit level 30 once I finish the dungeon. Because there's one boss left. Ooh, sunrise. Interesting. Okay. There's always a cutscene when you get to the last boss. And that's the Sahagin. Okay. Go! Basically, with this boss, it's just throw him down, as they would say in World of Warcraft. Just throw everything at him. Including the kitchen sink. Yay. And done. One dungeon down. Lots more to go. I need to take a quick break. I will be right back, and then I will read the tutorials and stuff. Okay. Oh, not level 30 yet. Dang it. Okay. Player Commendation. Player Commendation is a system whereby you can commend a party member who left a positive impression upon you in the course of the duty. Upon the conclusion of a duty, the Player Commendation button will appear in the bottom right of the screen. Selecting it will bring up an interface wherein you can commend a player. Please note that commendations cannot be given to those who were in your party at the time of a duty registration. Commendations can be accumulated over time. By receiving a certain amount, you will unlock achievements that grant special rewards. It pays to play nice. Loot rolls. Whenever you open a treasure coffer, a loot list will appear. If someone in your party opens the coffer, you will first receive a notice in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Clicking on this notice will bring up the loot list. For each item in the chest, you will have the opportunity to select Need, Greed, or Pass. Need, you really need the item. Greed, you want the item but do not need it. Pass, you do not need the item. Once everyone in your party has made their selections, the loot will be distributed automatically. Players may change their selection to Pass after selecting Need or Greed, but once Pass has been selected, the decision is deemed final. If all party members choose Pass, then the item will be discarded. Skill and quest-related items will be divided evenly amongst all party members. Clearing instance raids. Instance raids come with several rules, including time limits and restrictions on changing classes or jobs. Instance areas can be left at any time by using an exit or selecting Leave from the duty finder, but by doing so, remember that you will be abandoning your party in the process. Exits will also appear after defeating a raid boss, allowing your party easy access out of the area without having to backtrack. Oh my gosh, that is so nice after World of Warcraft where you have to, where there's only one entrance or exit, but they have changed that in recent years. Once a boss has been engaged, players will be unable to enter or leave the immediate area. Make sure that all of your party members are nearby and be prepared beforehand lest you incur their undying wrath. If you are KO'd during an instance raid, you may either have a party member raid you or choose to return to the instance entrance. Limit breaks. Limit breaks are powerful actions which are only available to parties of 4 or more members. The actions can be executed when the party's limit gauge is full. The gauge is located directly above the party list, up here. The limit gauge will slowly fill as battle progresses, while certain acts of heroism, such as clearing an ally while they are on the brink of death, or preventing an enemy from using a special attack, will cause the gauge to rise quicker. The limit break trigger is located in the Actions and Traits menu under General. It can be set to your hotbar for easy access. There are 5 different types of limit breaks: single target attack, melee, attack to all targets in a straight line range, and area of effect, attack caster, increased party defense, tank, and HP restoration, the healer. Which type is used depends on the class job of the person who initiates the action. Limit gauge length varies depending on party size and battle type. The more party members you have, and the more difficult the foe you face, the more options you will have. You have formed a party with another player. Parties make it possible to tackle challenges that would be impossible to overcome alone, such as defeating powerful enemies or exploring perilous dungeons. The party chat mode can be used to communicate solely with the other members of your party. You can change your chat mode at any time via the speech bubble icon located below the chat log. This right here. While in a party, a list of your party's members is displayed on the left side of the screen. This can be used to quickly identify each member's current condition. You can also target party members by clicking on their name in the list. This is especially helpful when there are many objects on the screen and it is difficult or time-consuming to target a member by ordinary means. Your party will sometimes be awarded boosts to various attributes based on class and job combinations. If your party is receiving one of these bonuses, it will be indicated by a party bonus icon located above your party list. The bonus is nullified if you leave your party for another area. Remember, your party members are all the in-game embodiment of real living people, and chances are you will see them again online. Karma is alive and well in Eorzea. Treat people well, and your life in Eorzea will be a pleasant one. Treat them poorly, and it will come back to you. Meaning, play nice. Okay, right. Roll, traits, duties, orders, actions. Duty, no. Laws, no. No. Where the heck is it? Action. General, there we go. Limit break. That's what I was missing. Okay. Okay. Right. We did talk to Baderon anyway. Let's see. Okay, cool. Alright, 2 things from the dungeon. That will help. Aye, such a test was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship's already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Jestana? Yes. It would seem that ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor, none the worse for its voyage. A pity, we dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader! Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for, and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize, and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, my lady. Bye! Back, are you? With all your limbs and a tail to tail, I'll wager. Fishbacks, and there I was thinking you'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells. You turn your back for 5 bloody minutes, and the scaly bastards have set up shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning, unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Jestana, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. Thanks for shedding some light on this mystery. I knew you'd get the job done last. You always do. Now, I bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking on another job. Just so happens that I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see? Seems the forest folk are in need of an adventurer who can get things done. But for them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shot when you're ready, and I'll lay it out for you. It's probably pirates. Party finder unlocked. Okay. All the forest. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do so, you get asked to do. I somehow doubt it will pose any trouble for adventurers to survive the bedlam in Sensasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Moon, my counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, class. Okay, I have that as my free teleport, so off we go to Gridania. So that is the exit to Central Shroud. So we need to go this way. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come by to take your... Oh, not here to dine? Dare I hope you're the adventurer Battaron said quarterback? You are? The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mayoon, and the carving canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Okay, forest. Mayoon is going to be doing a task. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardon for interrupting me, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none step forward. And good evening to you too, Bow Lord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who can highly recommend it at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the Central Shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tantar Deep Croft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deep Croft with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deep Croft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks. The limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. Another beast tribe. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing in anticipation of this. I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelvewood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? Yep. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen your preparations, make your way to the Deep Croft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. Okay, I thought I had been going for longer than I was, so we'll keep going. Maybe we'll get through 2 dungeons. It depends on how long the queue takes. Okay. I'm hungry. Okay, Chocobo Porter. We can go. This one was already unlocked, so there we go. I apologize for making noise, but I'm hungry. Okay. before I go anywhere. Right. How do I get up there? Right over here. There we go. Now this way. I know it doesn't seem like I'm going the right direction, but I am. I know where it's located. Six or more levels above the recommended level for the fate, so I'm ignoring it. Plus there's lots of players doing it already. I tried to think what might have happened to the Suldar had I not thought to pick the fruit I stumbled across on the way here. Sometimes he has too much vigor for his own good. Age is supposed to mellow us, but if anything, it has made him more impetuous. I understand his desire to make use of the time left to him, but one misstep and there won't be any. Childish curiosity prompted me to commit the most elementary of blunders. Were it not for the fruit that Elian found, my adventures may well have ended in this forbidding place. Always look before you leap. In my haste, this most fundamental rule of adventuring slips my mind. I do believe I shall rest here a while. So we meet again. I cannot say I'm surprised to see you here. You took the prize back in Linsa, but this time we will give you the better sport. I am no true adventurer. Gods, I hate mausoleums. It's not right to disturb the dead in their slumber. Think of our goal, sister. One day our adventures will be the stuff of song, and it will all be worth it. You're Jestana Silvercoat, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the deep croft and purge it of the lands of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the Calamity put an end to the Sixth Astral Era. The cultists took the lesser moon Dalamud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. And now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The lands of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the deep croft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Okay. I'm actually going to go back to New Gridania because I forgot something I was going to do. I need to pick up some stuff. A message from Jandalane, you say? But he's lost another one. Does the man not understand that wood doesn't simply grow on, actually it does. It's in manner of speaking, but the fact remains that resources are in short supply. For all his flowery words, if his tools were truly an extension of his very being, one would think he'd find a way to hold on to them for more than a fortnight or two. Jandalane's skills are not to be doubted, but his temperament leaves much to be desired. Still, it's not my place to judge. Take this to him and let us both hope that he will right his ways. Okay. The duty roulette. When using the duty roulette, you will be assigned a random duty from among those you have unlocked. In return for leaving your destination in the hands of fate, you will receive enhanced reward. Furthermore, should you happen to be an adventurer in need, that is to say your role is in short supply, you will receive an additional bonus. So, this is the duty roulette. Adventurer in need, healer. Do I have a healer class unlocked? No, I do not. But I'm shooting for a specific dungeon anyway. And now we wait. It says 6 minutes instead of less than 5, so already know it's going to take a bit. But not too bad. I mean, it took like 7 minutes last time, so it shouldn't have too long to wait. I have snacks done good. And drink. So I could challenge her to a triple triad match. I don't know how well I do. I'm sure there are guides for doing triple triad matches. I honestly, I mostly ignore the people you can challenge. I just like collecting the cards. And you can, cards will sometimes drop in dungeons. For some, there are what are called alliance raids, which we won't get to until max level. Or, well, max level for ARR. And, cards will drop from those, and they are usually, they are characters, from the game itself. Like the 5 that I got from the tutorial are all just basically trash mobs, but there are some that will be actual bosses that you fight or characters that you meet. So it's fun to collect them. Though some of them you can only collect by actually challenging people in triad matches. Okay, this is just going to unlock another exit from Gridania, so I'm not reading it. So the various jobs are not limited to the specific expansions they're from. Like, although we got a gladiator for Sistasha, I could have easily gotten, they could have easily been a paladin, which is the, which is what gladiator becomes later on. Or it could have been a marauder, or a warrior, or a dark knight, or gunbreaker. Those are all the tank classes. They all could have ended up being my tank for Sistasha. And same with the healer classes. Could have ended up with a conjurer, or scholar, or astrologian, or a sage, or this could have been a white mage. And then I could have ended up with any of these for the DPS. It's completely, it relies on random number generator or RNG. So this is the quest to unlock Gunbreaker for your tank class. You need to be at least level 60 to do that though. So this quest will actually unlock a dancing emote. And there's one in each of the original capital cities. Hang on, got distracted. Right, over here. Okay. There we go. And just like our tank is a Dark Knight. And healer is a Sage. And the other DPS is also a Machinist. This is going to be a tank to red the head. Okay. Honestly, if he has Dark Knight unlocked, that means that he's been through this content already. Because you need to have gotten to Heaven's Gate, so he's been through all the ARR stuff already. bosses are slightly different here. I'm still some past mobs before the boss will spawn. Funnily enough, when I saw the tank and I saw the weapon, I thought for a moment that he had a lance on his back instead of a two-handed sword. But I didn't say anything because I couldn't be sure, because sometimes it was just a quick look, so I wasn't sure. I'm glad I didn't say anything because it turned out it was a tank, not a lancer. So if I try to roll need on the skirt, I can't because I already have it, so I have to pass. In fact, I'm wearing it, but you can't see it. I'm not rolling on the earrings because I'm wearing earrings. They will be good for level. But just because I can't, they're not an upgrade doesn't mean I can't make use of them for now. healer went and aggroed some mobs and brought them back to the tank. Pretty common occurrence in dungeons these days. Where are you going, tank? This is the final last area, so slightly different. But there's two orbs that we will need to deactivate. Who summons me from the void to reside within his crew vessel? Familiar children of the dawn, the undying master will... I didn't catch everything. This purple feather means that the boss is immune until the other creature is taken out. So unlike with the Sasha where we could focus on the boss, here we have to take out the additional creatures. The trash monsters, I call them. Come on. You had to fight him. There we go. Now we're gonna take this guy down. There we go. Huzzah! Level 30 Arcanist. More importantly, I could do that holiday quest, the new Fire Fair quest. Okay. Okay. Alright. Right, this way. Okay, I'll leave that other quest for now. There we go. Okay. Welcome back, Jestana. I am reliably informed that your foray into the Deep Cross was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Baderon's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. But Lord Nguyen asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point, you remember that group outside Sastasha? Bear's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. To hell with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avera's head, bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hell you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Wait, don't leave me alone, please. I'm so sorry, Avera. Please forgive me. Seems like this has become all too common. That makes them a dozen times and in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures of your experience. I can send women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I won't be doing this next one, so you're not averse to take a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as a Sultanate version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Jestana, and good luck. Okay, so this next one leads to another dungeon, but I won't do it today. I want to finish this one here. Beauty is always top piece for a reason. So this is how I get to Ul'dah without paying for it. Ta-da! frame. But luckily, I can turn right around, talk to him, and go to the husking strip, which is what I wanted in the first place. Okay. Go to Octave Shield. Hello. You've come on behalf of Dandelion? Why, I just furnished him with a fresh batch of my special creations last week. I realize the man's services are in demand, but it would be physically impossible for him to exhaust the entire supply so soon. Stolen, you say? An unfortunate turn of events indeed, if not entirely unexpected. You see, the man is something of a genius, and genius is often misunderstood by modest minds. Trust me as I speak from extensive personal experience. Yes, great minds must band together in trying times, lest the realm be deprived of our talent. And so I command you, deliver this parcel to Dandelion with all speed. Okay. Going back to improvements. Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk to Momodi. Okay, so that's yes, castle. Okay. Gonna go this way. Look! That quest is available. I want to finish this one first. Then I'll do the holiday quest and I'll stop there. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, friend, I beg of you, retrieve from me the tools of my trade, for I am none other than Dandelion. Could this be? Yes, I can feel it. The light returns in my eyes. Power courses through my fingers. I live. Yes. All this drama is because he's a barber. And as I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, foul demon. Ooh. And so I ask, how do you feel, madam? Why, it's as if in but a single magnificent moment I traveled beyond the void and returned to life as the embodiment of all that is beautiful in this world. Could it be? Yes, it must. How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold. You, yes, you are the suspicion. Barber. In the flesh, madam, I am Dandelion, crowder of coiffure so divine that Menfina herself doth begrudge my clientele their beauty. But let us speak of you, madam, for where a moment ago stood a fashion challenge from, now there stands a beauty reborn. Yay! Oh. And you are the one who must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm bereft of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the specter of ugliness threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. Ah! Wait, I haven't changed? Oh, what's this? As the matter before you is this very realm we call home, from an abyss of unfathomable dryness, you shall rise anew. My clients have been known to make reservations moons, even years in advance, but you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste when all others turned a blind eye, I shall gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued by aesthetic ennui, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of any inn room at which you have taken up lodging. Okay. Jandalane shall hasten to the scene. Yes, in a flash, the dreary, uninspired life you have hitherto known shall end. You shall travel to the realm beyond and return to us as a beauty reborn. I give you this as a token of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of aesthetic wonders ordinary women shall never know. Ding! Oh, Master Jandalane, do come back. I've not made my next appointment. That's it. Statistician. You have befriended Jandalane. By using the crystal bell found in your inn room, you can call upon the services of the flamboyant esthetician. From hairstyle and color to face paint, he can create a new look for you for a mere 2,000 gil. Whenever you feel like a change, Jandalane is your man. That's why I was going through all that. Okay. Now the holiday event. Moriar. Come rain nor shine, ceaseless unrelenting shine, Moriar will ensure adventurers are aware of the Moonfire Fair. Ahoy there, adventurer! Wouldn't you rather be frolicking in the ocean waves than pickling in your own perspiration? You're in luck, my friend, for the Moonfire Fair is in full swing. As well as providing respite from the heat, the fair has become an opportunity for the Adventurers Guild to demonstrate the skills and capabilities of its members, including your fine self, to the people of Eorthia, whether potential petitioner or prospective recruit. Our star attraction is the Queen Lamine, a ship fully remodeled into the ultimate seaside resort. Relaxation, refreshments, and giant cannons. It truly has everything. Suffice to say, I certainly won't be standing around in this heat. It's not for my duties. Get yourself down to Costa del Sol and speak with Grand Chaperone Omega to join the summer fun. So next week we will actually go ahead and finish the Arcanist quest and then continue with MSU. Fisherman's Guild. First bound for Costa del Sol. Are you riding with us? Yes. Eastern Lanosha. Okay. I am actually going the wrong direction for the moment, but there's a reason for that. Doop. Because the Chocobo Keep is right here. And the Aetheryte is right here. Cookies. Okay. Not ready yet. Okay, fine. So there it is. So normally, yay, I'm swimming. Normally I would actually just get on my mount and fly up there, but I don't have it. I can't fly, and I don't have a mount on this Jestana yet either. Let's go. So we take the long way around. The scenic route, I guess you could say. So this is the Queen Lamine. So this, hooking it, this means I can't actually summon a mount if I had a mount to summon. The one who jumps into the smallest target wins. Okay, there it is. Hair in my back. Ah, I can tell an adventurer when I see one. Welcome aboard, friend. I dare say my route sent you along, did he? The Moonfire Fair is a roaring success. Just take a look around. Talk of the Queen Lamine's splendor has spread far and wide, and folk are journeyed from across the realm to see it. A fine thing to be sure. Still expecting those who've never so much as smelled the sea breeze to plunge headfirst into the fray. Well, it don't always go to plan. We can't have anything impacting the guild's reputation, be it injuries, drownings, or boredom. So we've thought up a way to ease our less confident guests into a season a little more gentle-like, and we could use the help of an adventurer such as yourself to convince them that the terrors of the deep won't be terrorizing these shores anytime soon. Look for a gold-haired miqo'te down on the sands below, and you'll find Pabayano, another chaperone. She'll be more than happy to give you the details. So this outfit that he's wearing, I'm pretty sure is from a previous Moonfire Fair, from before I started playing the game. Okay, so for our next pose, how about we take a break? So this outfit is from last year's Moonfire Fair, and basically that's their lifeguard outfit. So I could take the slide down, but I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna do this, because she's over this way. Oh, hello. Are you looking for someone? Arcanist sent you along, did he? Perfect timing. Many of our fairgoers aren't terribly confident around water, you see. Swimming classes are already on offer, but even getting into the ocean is a step too far for particularly nervous guests. First things first, we need to show them that they can enjoy being beside the seaside. Allow me to introduce there we go. Our inflatable Mogras, proud vessel of the Watery Wings Pleasure Cruise. Okay. Adorable and practical, if I say so myself. Spacious enough for guests of any size to lounge comfortably above the water, listening to the lapping of its waves with the sun on their face. Who could fail to fall in love with the ocean? Though being dragged out to sea wouldn't be terribly relaxing either. We've employed magic to set the raft on a predetermined course around the shallows, one we ensured was free of ferocious waveskin. Still, the creatures of the sea are nothing if not unpredictable. For additional security and peace of mind, I'd like a member of the Adventurers Guild to act as an escort. Which brings me to my request. How would you like to be our resident tour guide turned bodyguard? Wonderful! I can rest easy knowing our cruise is in good hands. Our first guests are already waiting on the opposite shore. Just let the chaperone know I sent you, and we can get the Watery Wings Pleasure Cruise underway. Wait for your arrival at the end of the route. I'm keen to hear how our guests enjoy the maiden voyage. Obviously, if you have done quests for them before, they will recognize you. But obviously, I just created Jestana, so... And you can even sprint while swimming. And it changes what kind of stroke you're doing. This is the freestyle stroke. Before we were doing, I think it was breaststroke. And now I'm sprinting on foot. I can't. Oh, it's okay. Deep breath. Might you be the adventurous courting our guests? Thank you for agreeing to help. The two young ladies here have come all the way from Gridania to attend the fair. However, as soon as our miqo'te guest spied the ocean, she became quite agitated. I can't see her boarding the raft in this state. Perhaps it will set her mind at ease to know such a stalwart adventuress accompanying her. Would you be kind enough to speak with her? I can't do it. Just look at how deep it is. I'll sink like a stone, and I'm sure I heard someone talking about dangerous wave. No, I can't. Come now, Lo. It'll be all right. We won't stray far from the shore, remember? And look, here's our adventurer escort. I do apologize. I was so looking forward to this, but the sight of the ocean seems to have awoken some kind of instinctual fear. Just don't know how to reassure her. I can feel anything in this ocean with a single strike. Really? With that kind of confidence, you must be incredibly strong. Alright, I'll trust Jestana and ride the miqo'te. I'm heartened to see her fears have been assuaged. Once your own preparations are complete, please give Miss Evan the word. The malgraphs are ready and waiting. They said these follow a predetermined course, so I don't suppose it'll matter if a novice like me takes the lead, Jestana. Jestana, I'll trust you have our backs. Promise to stay right behind me, okay? You have to promise. Float away? Yes. Okay. And we're off. The nice adventure is right here. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Look at the scenery. Doesn't the beauty calm your nerves, Lo? Buildings atop the ocean. How do they stop the flood from rotting, I wonder? The breeze must feel so nice up there. How different everything is to Gridania. Evan, crab! I've never seen one like that in the 12 Woods Rivers. Where? Oh, I missed it. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled. Beds on the beach? Now that sounds more my speed. I could doze right off to the sound of the waves. More of the staff members. Swimming classes. Oh, how I would love to learn how to swim, as long as we don't go too deep. Let's do it! Now that we've overcome this, we could do anything together, Lo. Are we supposed to be heading right for that massive ship? That's the queen something or other. Oh, Evan, it's amazing. I'm so glad we came. Welcome, welcome. How did you enjoy your first ocean voyage? It was wonderful. To feel the raft swaying with the leaping waves was exhilarating, and the Queen Mamine is so opposing up close. It took my breath away. I saw the most unusual creatures, and everyone looks to be having such fun playing in the sea. Honestly, you'd never know she'd been about to run for the hills before you turned up. Thank you for giving her the courage to enjoy herself like this. Of course. While I'm tempted to go for another ride, following the same route again might get a little stale. Perhaps it would be fun to have something else to do during the cruise. What do you think, Lo? Well, why, we can do anything you like, Evan. I'm perfectly at home on the high seas now, but maybe nothing too adventurous. That's an interesting suggestion. The Watery Wings Pleasure Cruise offered different activities that might keep guests coming back to ride again and again. Did the ride over here give you any inspiration, Jestana? A perilous course lined with bombs. I have picked that one. It's hilarious. That sounds lovely. I did wonder about the architecture and fashion of Costa del Sol on the way here. Everything is so unlike Gridania. I'd love to learn more about the ocean flora and fauna too. Yes, a leisurely chat may make the experience even more relaxing. And it seems likely to appeal to visitors unfamiliar with Costa del Sol. Any other ideas? Some cold treats to snack on? There are sweets made of ice? That sounds perfect in this heat. But I wouldn't want to drop them overboard with how the rafts wave. Indeed, food stuff may not be a good fit for the Watery Wings pleasure cruise. The refreshing juice might be just the thing to stay cool and hydrated, as long as it were not prone to spilling. Any other ideas? A small handheld water cannon to spray your companions with. Perhaps it will work on the beach, but I don't think I'd be able to relax and enjoy the scenery as someone was firing upon me for the entire cruise. Come on, Evan, wouldn't it be such fun? Don't tell me you're not afraid of getting wet. Since we have everything set up, we could always tailor the experience for different guests. Perhaps we could offer the water cannons as an advanced option, assuming all participants are willing. Any other ideas? I'm gonna say it. What? Bombs? Poor Muggles will pop and we'll all be swallowed up by the sea. Jestana, bombs at the Moonfire Fair? Surely not. Don't worry, that's just the adventurous sense of humor. Any other ideas? That's it. Well, that's given me plenty to think about. Thanks to you three, I'm confident we'll make even more pleasant pleasure cruise. Come on, Evan, let's go and look around the Queen Lamine. Have you seen that giant water slide? Don't you want to get something to eat first? I don't know what they're serving here, but it smells amazing. That sounds like my cue to show our guests around the Queen. Would you mind letting Hermaga know that things went well? Hermaga. Thank you. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the fair. Okay. Oh, and now it's after 6 o'clock p.m. Eorzea time, so the music has changed. Okay. Sounds like those Redanian lasses had a grand old time. As did you, with a wistful look on your face. No need to ask, friend. Here, I've secured an inflatable monograph for you as thanks. The magical limiters have been removed, so you can take a piece of Costa all summer with you wherever you go. If I know adventurers, which I do, then you're no doubt thinking of all the unlikely, wildly inappropriate places you can ride this beauty. I won't ask. Just remember, safety first, you hear? Oh, but before you go floating away to the ends of the universe, it seems the word spreads fast. Fairgoers are clamoring to ride the Watery Wings pleasure cruise. Due to the time and inclination to sport some more guests, the help would be more than welcome. Either way, I hope you enjoy the rest of the fair. Perhaps I'll even take the old monograph for a spin myself and admire the Queen from a more intimate angle. Ha ha ha! There we go. And that's it. Okay, so there are some NPCs that are standing around. So these three, let's go ride the monographs. I get the one in front. Remember, take turns. So these two we meet in an area for Heavenford. She's from previous Moonfire Fair events. Oh, and the character that the ship is named for, she usually stands here, but since I haven't met her yet, she's not there. But if your character has met them, then you'll see her and can talk to her. Going on down there? Perfect health in here. Oh, actually, let's actually take this flag so you can see what that's like. So this is the big, gigantic flag. So, whee! And then pose. And then fly. And that right there, that will actually send you back to the ship, so you don't have to go running up the ramp. Ah, okay. So there's swimming lessons going on over here. I noticed before. Okay. So you tilt your head right down. So yes, try my best. So this guy we've met before in previous Moonfire Fair quests. This is his little sister. And then they're swimming. So I thought that other kitten was his sister. I do recognize her. I can't remember where she's from. I think she was related to the other two miqo'te she was talking to. So going over to here. Whee! Back up we go. Okay, so Cannon Ride Guide. Have your keen eye spot the seasonal pool built out there in the deep, a most prestigious venue. It was constructed exclusively for courageous and fortunate souls. If you have a mind to visit, why not jump in one of those giant cannons? Perhaps you'll fall inelegantly into the water, or perhaps you'll be perfectly propelled onto the platform. Some claim that Lady Luck smiles upon one cannon in particular, but there's only one way to find out, isn't there? So I think it was this one. Yeah, there we go. And the other cannons do end up falling into the water in between the two. Okay. They are over here. So these two you really don't encounter until you're level 50. Until you finish the 2.0 quest. But they have a contentious relationship. There's definitely history between them. Okay. I don't think there's anyone else. I don't remember seeing anyone else when I came here on one of my other characters. Okay, so back to Implementa. And that's it for today. Oof. So I will do this again next weekend. Wednesday I will be continuing with World of Warcraft. I need to finish the new patch stuff. I didn't quite finish it all. It's a lot. And I want to attempt to digest what we learned. So next week we will do that last dungeon in Ul'dah. And continue with MSU. So thank you all for joining me. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Make sure to drink water, eat food, take a nap, take your meds, take a shower, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do for self-care, do it. And I will see you next time. Bye.